DJ Dozer, the beat architect. DJ Dozer, the beat architect.
ACFA secured a commanding 4-0 win over SFC in their Under-13 match, showing skill and speed. The game was played in a 9v9 format and changed from the usual 11v11, which required some adjustment for ACFA's coach. Despite the altered field size, he remained focused on the game itself and praised SFC for their solid tournament performance. ACFA's early dominance was marked by their pace, although they acknowledged missed chances in front of goal. SFC struggled early on, conceding 2 quick goals, but showed improvement in the second half. Their coach noted their difficulty finding rhythm and the challenge of matching ACFA's physicality. Overall, ACFA's dominant performance was tempered by the knowledge that there's always room for improvement, while SFC left with valuable lessons to build on in their next match.
It took too long to come into the game, and that's why we conceded 2 goals early in the match. But later on the stage before halftime, we got our rhythm, but we didn't create enough chances to score. AC, the guys are a bit bigger, tougher, so it was a challenge for us to beat them physically. But I told the boys we can outplay them, but in the end we didn't. Last weekend, I've watched a few of AC games at their tournament, and I saw their tactics, but in the end, they were well prepared. I learned just that we could do better, just for playing wise, and just here and there work about our ball, passing and moving off the ball.
The game was hard. We lost 4-0. It was too much to concede against AC. We did not have enough training, so we paid for it. We lost. The defenders were too tall. They were very strong, the defenders. I could even not pass through.
It was a good game. We beat them 4-0. Yeah, we knew that we'd come here and win. We did good, but in some moments we were lacking. We were lacking in shooting and scoring. I think they were the opponents. They are good, but we were, of course, today just better. They play the ball good communication. Yeah.
Not quite what I was expecting. Looking at, not want to complain actually, but the structure of the field, because I used to 11v11, we played 9v9, but it's football, you can't complain. Yeah, they are quite a good opponent. I would love to say also a congratulations to them for coming into this tournament with us, and because they're doing a good job this side. So it was just a matter of the 2 teams, the advantage we had over them. So maybe our speed, yeah. We played a speed game with them. In the first 5 minutes, I could see we were a little bit shaky, and they were not used to the weather. So as the game progressed, they get into the game. So actually, we got the necessary result we wanted. We're gonna go back and go rest and see what's gonna happen tomorrow.
DJ Dozer, the beat architect.
In a hard-fought semi-final match, SKW Under-13 emerged victorious with a 2-0 win over Lindy Cosmos. The match saw an intense opening with SKW initially struggling to find their rhythm. However, after a shaky start, the team settled into their game and took control. A well-timed goal in the first half gave SKW a 1-0 lead, and they sealed the win with a second goal in the second half. Despite some scrappy moments, SKW managed to manage the game and hold off any late pressure from their opponents. SKW's coach reflected on their performance, acknowledging the slow start but highlighting the improvement as the match progressed. On the other side, Lindy Cosmos struggled to execute their game plan with SKW's early goal. The Cosmos had focused on preventing an early goal, but once SKW broke the deadlock, the team seemed to lack a backup strategy. Their coach noted that they were caught off guard by SKW's aerial approach, which posed problems for their shorter players. With SKW heading to the final, they'll need to fine-tune their performance if they're to lift the trophy. Meanwhile, Lindy Cosmos will regroup and look to improve their tactical flexibility ahead of future matches.
About the game, we had a game plan, and as soon as we did not wanted SKW to score first, we wanted to contain them and play the game. But when they scored first, even their game plan went out of the window. They did not have any other plan, but they scored with aerial balls, which my boys are a bit shorter and they cannot handle aerial balls. But yeah, that's how football is. We don't know each other. We don't know what type of football SKW is playing. When I played against SKW in my years, they were usually playing wing balls and crossing. But I wanted to check what they are doing in the first 10 minutes to start pressing and play our game. Football is played with goals. If you score, you win. If you don't score, you don't win. I want to change the youth of Swakopmund to think of football, not thinking of the streets. We need to focus on football. Thank you.
I think the game, we started off very well. We couldn't find our feet in the game at first, but then we start getting in the game slowly by slowly. We got the first goal. In halftime, we were leading 1-0. In second half, we came much better. We get a second goal, and then we tried to manage the game, and it ended 2-0. It was a bit scrappy. The boys couldn't settle down at first, but I think they got their feet in the game, and then things get smooth. I think we really need to improve on in the final. With a performance like the one we had in the semis, we need to improve. We need to put it in the next gear now.
DJ Dozer, the beat architect.
In a highly competitive under-15 matchup, SKW edged out SFC 2-1 after a fast-paced and hard-fought game. Both teams had plenty of chances, but it was SKW who made the most of theirs to come away with the win. SFC created several promising opportunities throughout the match, but their inability to convert those chances proved costly. Despite being aware of SKW's attacking threat, particularly their pace up front, SFC couldn't find the final touch to break the deadlock. The team showed plenty of fight and kept pressing, but in the end, they were left frustrated by their missed opportunities. On the other hand, SKW's performance was a mix of missed chances and clinical finishing. The team struggled to find their rhythm in the first half, with a number of good opportunities going bagging. However, SKW's resilience paid off as they capitalized on the chances they did manage to convert, securing the lead in key moments of the game. Despite missing a few key players due to injuries and other commitments, SKW remained competitive and managed to push through.
Today's game was very good. We gave it our all. Some of our teammates aren't here, so we didn't look for them to go. Yeah, that's why we did everything. I think we gave it everything. Solid and understand. We can do better and we will do better. I mean, some more communication and stuff, but not much. Just talk more on the field. It wasn't the big issue, but some small things. They are always very physical, always a tough match, but yeah, we come out on top.
It was a fantastic game. It was a high-tempo pace game, but in the first half we didn't take our chances, but we managed to capitalize on the chances that we have created. Okay, I think the boys they thought they had ample time and they're not being clinical. So we had 4 to 5 opportunities to score goals, but it didn't happen in the first half. So it's a game of football. It's pleasure for the boys as well. And yeah, so we didn't expect this. We have played SFC quite a few times and we have managed to come on top of the game or lead in the early hours of the half. But today, with all what we have, a lot of injuries, exam times, and with the kind of players that we have, we managed to actually put a very competitive team together.
The game was tough. It was very competitive in both teams. We gave it our all. We had some great changes. Unfortunately, we didn't capitalize. But yeah, we look forward to our next game. Our preparation beforehand and how can I say, the people were also competitive as well. They gave their all and we were just unlucky. It wasn't about their strength. It's just we also had our chances. The chances we didn't use, they turned it against us.
It was a good game, but we expected from the start. Really good opponent. But at the end of the day, we could not capitalize on our chances. At the end of the day, we could not capitalize on our chances, and that's what the opponent did. No, we have played those guys 4 times this year already, and all were in finals. So I would say that us playing them always brings the best out. So we have to be at our A game. That's why it was challenging. Definitely, it's something that we expected from them. We knew that from the get-go they will come at us, especially with the pacing forwards that they're having. We should take our chances. When you create, you should take. Otherwise, if you do not score, the other team will capitalize.
DJ Dosa, the Big Academy.
The match was very tight, both physically and technically. Both teams had their chances, but unfortunately, Genesis took theirs and ACFA didn't. Despite the result, the Genesis coach expressed pride in his players, particularly their performance in the final 20 minutes. He highlighted the energy and patience shown by his team, but pointed out that they couldn't convert their chances. He also noted the strong performance of the opposing goalkeeper, which made it difficult to score. Tactically, Genesis played with a back three and typically had just one holding midfielder. They occasionally dropped their centre back to create a 3-2-2 defensive formation and a 4-3-1-2 shape in attack. In the second half, Genesis centre backs pushed too high, allowing ACFA to exploit their spaces behind them and score. The coach believes his side did well overall, but emphasized the need to take better advantage of early opportunities, noting that they should have scored at least once, if not twice, in the first 5 minutes.
The game was really hard. I think we let go of the game towards the end. But congratulations to Genesis. They have a quality side, and they gave us a go for our money. But we're always looking forward to playing against different sides from outside of Windhoek. But congratulations to our boys. They really worked hard and they stuck to the game plan 90% of the time. Tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow is another game. That's why we love the game. Okay, we take every game like it's going to be a World Cup final. You know what I mean? We can never underestimate our opponents. And I know Genesis for a long time, they always produce quality sides. And the coaches work hard with the kids as well. So we knew it was going to be a tough one. It could have gone any way. They had chances, we had chances. We just put ours away. Every game, yeah, there is lessons. You know what I mean? I think for our boys, it's a mental toughness. You know, towards the end of the game, when your body's tired, they need to dig deep inside themselves, which us as coaches cannot do. It has to come from within. So yeah, for that's a lesson learned, is we need to dig deep a little bit sooner. Yeah, look, there's always improvements, but at the same time, we work with what we have. We try and improve the players on a daily basis through our training sessions. And yeah, through improvement is always through practice, and dedication to the game.
Today's game was very, very tight, both physically and also tactically. So they had chances, we had chances. Unfortunately, they took theirs, we didn't took ours. But I'm proud of my boys. I'm proud of the last 20 minutes, the energy, the passion they showed. It's just unfortunate. They also had a good goalkeeper, but we couldn't score. We always played this way, but what I checked from their formation is they played three at the back, and most of the time they only had one holding midfielder. They dropped as a centre back, but they played 3-2-2 with 3-1-2 attackings and 4 up front. So they were always, the second half, our centre backs were also a bit too high. So
they were playing balls in behind, and that's how they scored. I would say the boys did well. It's just we just have to make use of our chances, especially in the first 5 minutes. We're supposed to score 2 goals at least, or 1 goal.
DJ Dosa, the Beat Architect.
SFC defeated River Heights in a penalty shootout after a 2-2 draw in regular time. Both teams played with intensity, but the match ultimately came down to penalties, where SFC emerged victorious. River Heights' coach acknowledged the difficulty of playing against SFC, noting that every encounter between the two teams ends in a draw before penalties decide the outcome. He was pleased with his players' performance, especially in the second half, where they appeared fitter than their opponents but failed to take advantage of their chances. SFC's coach reflected on the tough nature of the match, highlighting River Heights' strong pressing game that made it hard for his team to get into a rhythm. Although SFC conceded 2 similar goals, he was satisfied with their discipline and work rate, pointing out the need to improve their combination play moving forward. A River Heights player said the team had pressed hard throughout the match and tried to control the midfield, but fell short in executing their game plan. Despite their effort, SFC's desire for the win was clear.
The game was okay. We had it under control. It was a bit difficult second half, but we made it. For me and our team, we could just have to have hard work. We have to put in hard work, and we can go forward in a good way.
My thoughts on the game was it was an intense game. Both sides wanted it, and at the end of the day, we pressed high. We closed them in the midfield, but it worked, and we went to the penalties. Unfortunately, we lost at the penalties. We trained high press and passing the rotation of the ball, but we did it well today, and they wanted it more than us. So congrats to SFC.
Very tough match against River Heights today. Very difficult for us to get the ball down and play some decent football. They were very quick on us. Lots of stop and start. It was also very difficult to get into the game then. But I think in general we kept our shape, we kept our discipline and worked hard. We conceded two identical goals, which is a bit of a problem, but that's something that we definitely will improve on in the future. We need a lot more combination football, which I demand of my players, and that's our philosophy of play.
About the game. Okay, we lost in the penalties. They scored first, we equalized, and then they scored second, then we equalized again to become 2-2. When we were playing against SFC is never an easy game. Every time when you come here and play tournaments, we end up in draws, and then some team have to win with penalties. So that's what happened today. We end up losing in the penalties, but I'm happy with the performance of the boys. But you know, penalties, they're just gambling. Any team can win. We need to take out our chances. Because second half, if you see second half, our boys were more fitter than them, but we did not take our chances. So when you finish the game like that, when you go to the penalties, you never know what is going to happen. But we are happy with the progress what our boys are doing.
DJ Dozer, the big architect.
The match between ACFA and Lindy Cosmos Under-15 was a tightly contested encounter, with both teams showing flashes of brilliance. ACFA's coach expressed disappointment, noting that despite equal possession, the team struggled to impose their usual style. After conceding an early goal within the first minute, ACFA responded by regaining some control, but the overall performance was below expectations. The coach rated the game as a -1, citing weak play and difficulty in adapting to the opposition's pressing tactics. For ACFA players, the consensus was similar. They felt they missed crucial opportunities to take the lead and admitted to lacking focus after the early setback. The inability to capitalize on chances was a major issue, and they acknowledged that it wasn't their best showing. On the other hand, Lindy Cosmos were pleased with their performance, especially given the tough competition. Their players praised ACFA's passing and overall play, despite some concerns over questionable penalties. The Cosmos were proud of their determination, but identified their shooting and finishing as areas of improvement. Ultimately, both teams showed promise, but ACFA will need to regroup and sharpen their focus in future games. Will be aiming to improve their finishing in what looks like a developing squad.
Okay, the game was kind of hard, but they felt better than I expected. So we keep on pushing and try again next time. We thought we were gonna push with the roll, then we needed penalties. Yeah, but you know, we knew it was hard. So yeah, they are very tough. They're not easy to beat in the basketball. Push and their passing is absolute. It's legendary. Yeah, we need more shooting and our long balls. Yeah, our game was okay. We didn't take our chances. The game wasn't our best game. From considering how many chances we had in the game. It wasn't our best game because we didn't take our chances and we were making multiple mistakes that led to the first goal and we were switched off most of the time. We went to switch on during mistakes. It's our first time playing in them. I think that's what led to our mistakes. And they were definitely good by the physical game.
The game was a bit okay, 50-50, but also sleeping in the first minutes. They scored the earlier goal in 1 minute, and the moment that we start switching on, we start controlling the game, and we did get the one back, and we control the game better than the other team. I'll rate this game -1 because it was very weak. It's not the performance I know from my boys because we always on top of our games, and really this game was very poor for us. The opponents are okay. They were okay. They give us the run that we needed. They were pressing a bit high. They were cancelling our long balls because they were sitting a bit deep. We played the ball out from the back, but the second ball that is coming up was always there. So we did not fight for the first goal, either for the second goal. So I think tomorrow's game will change everything that we did.
DJ Dozer, the